contact.
Hey everybody, how are ya? Welcome back to
Hi.
another Tiger Sox review for the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman.
The Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. You've changed your name 3 times.
I have.
The
It's
Blue Collar Beer Cicerone
Cicerone.
a long time ago.
the Blue Collar Cicerone actually is how it
Blue
started.
Collar Cicerone. Yeah.
Then it was Beer Gourmet, and
Blue
now
Collar
it's
Beer Gourmet.
now it's a Beer Gentleman. But that's because the series is going to take on a whole. It's going to hopefully take on a different face. So
And you have been doing.
there's still going to be reviews every 3 days, and hopefully Tony and I will still be doing Tiger Sox videos every Sunday. But
Yep, we're going to be doing. It appears we've spoken to the proper channels. It appears we're going to be doing a couple of reviews in the very near future at Love Lady Brewing in Henderson.
exactly.
And
We're still in talks with the crew at Scenic, and it's almost Summerlin practically, but West Las Vegas. But we did get a very good reception from Love Lady crew. So
yeah, they were very amenable to it, and I think we can walk in there and get that done the next time we film some reviews.
So there'll be more of the
Coming soon.
brewery on site, and we actually today is the first of, I think we've got another 6 cellar beers that need to go through. So
at least 5.
yeah. So
Just a quick note though, when we do the Love Lady on site reviews, it'll be a little bit different because we will not actually be amongst the equipment. The last couple of reviews we did at the locations we did, Tenaya Creek, obviously, hopefully you all watched those. We were actually in the brewery itself with with all the equipment tanks. Astronomy Elric, same thing. We were actually in the mechanism itself, but probably not going to happen to Love Ladies just simply because they are.
Love Lady decided it was more important to have seating room for people,
right?
And so they made the brewery very compact.
It's
and tight,
compact, right?
And it's there's no extra space. In fact, if you go and look, and I have no problem referring you to this because I like this guy a lot, but if you go to Open Bottle Society and see Key's reviews, when he was at Love Lady, he's standing there by himself with nothing more than the glass of beer in his hand and the camera facing him. No table, no chairs, nothing.
Right.
So
and that's what we have set up here. We've never really disclosed this, but in my garage, to get the proper height versus the chairs that we use, we've got like a makeshift stack of boxes. Off camera here is a chair or a table to hold the glasses and the bottle of beer we're going to drink, and until they come to camera. So we just can't facilitate all this in Love Lady's space. It would be very it would be claustrophobic if we tried to do it. So
so there'll be tap room reviews.
Right, there'll be tap room reviews, but nonetheless, it will still be cool because it'll be
fresh from the source,
straight from the source on their property in their very, very cool room. So
and they just recently had a restaurant open next door to them. We'll go into that when we're there as well.
Sure, absolutely.
But okay, getting to today's beer. Today's beer is another Tenaya Creek beer, and this is actually the second of 3 beers. We've got one more cellared Tenaya Creek beer. Today's selection is the Old Jackalope. This is the 2016 variety.
2016 Barleywine, everybody.
This was actually bottled on the 26th of July, 2016.
July, where did it go? Yes, 26th,
okay,
2016.
So it's just slightly more than 3 years old. The 2016, I remember I picked up because the 2017 was more hoppy, if memory serves, or it was.
Yeah, I seem to remember that.
2017, they did a little something different to it, and I like the 2016 version better, so that's why I picked that up. Once again, these are cellared beers. This is the 3-year beer. I believe this is, in fact, the oldest beer that I have out of this.
Right.
If it's not the oldest, it's one of the oldest. But going to be drinking these cellared beers. Not a great idea to age beers if you don't have professional humidor sort of situation on hand. Brian from Tenaya Creek will tell you right away, don't bother aging beers. You're not going to be happy with the end result. In most instances, like last time when we aged at Tenaya Creek's Imperial Stout at least 2 years, we didn't notice much improvement or detriment either. It was just
the alcohol burn was I think
a little bit less, but that was the only thing. Yeah, there was no
flavor.
There was no maturation in the flavor. It was just a mellowing of the alcohol, which did actually burn off rather quickly from those fumes when we first opened it. But Jackalope is their barley wine. It's been their barley wine,
and he's a huge fan.
I got to admit, barley wine is definitely one of my favorite varieties. Quick notes about this: the 2016 version. Only one of my friends checked in on it and gave it a 4.0. 66 people on
That's it?
Untapped total gave this a 3.63. Now, if we're talking about the Jackalope in general, there's
I
higher
see what you're
rankings,
doing.
2,597. But the specific 2016
Just the
version
2016, right? Okay.
got a 3.63 cumulatively among only 66 reviews. Considering that was only 66 reviews, 3.63 is actually pretty good.
That's solid, yeah. So what are the overall numbers if you eliminate the year?
Overall numbers, okay, so if you eliminate the years, Jackalope has scored 2,597 rankings, giving it a cumulative score of 3.66.
Stands up to the
Bear Advocate has 87 rankings, or I'm sorry, 118 ratings, giving it a cumulative score of 87, which on their scale is very good. So,
May I borrow this book for just a second?
I mean,
This guy, look at this guy. Look at this guy. This guy loves beer. Who else does this? I mean, come on, people, look. Oh wait, I must kill the queen. What's that? I don't know what
I was, I was listening to Morrissey. I should.
I must kill myself. Yeah. Okay, so all right, let's open this.
That's the rundown. Quick notes about barley wines. Barley wines
Yes,
are
please. He's an expert
usually
on barley
very
wines.
high in alcohol content. Some have even gone so far as to say that barley wines should basically be called wheat beers. Um, wheat beers naturally get labeled in with Hefeweizens. Some say these. Some refer to
Crazy
these
to
as
me.
wheat wines. Some refer to these as wheat beers. There's a very broad spectrum. Apparently, they're not recognized throughout most of the beer drinking world. You'd be very hard pressed to find a barley wine, say in Germany or England
That raises
or
a question.
the Czech Republic, places that are just known for their beers.
I'm asking this so you all can maybe this is a question on your mind. It is on mine. He's an expert in barley wines. I am not. Is this a style that's just pretty much exclusive to the United States, or
Almost.
really?
Yeah, from what I've
See, that I
seen,
didn't know.
there's not too many.
Honest to God, did not know that.
There's not too many barley wines. Apparently the style did first develop in Russia, and apparently it didn't last very long there. Somebody brought it to America, threw more hops into it because
Of course,
that's what you
America.
always do when you make something. When you make a beer and you make an
Age.
American version, you add hops to it.
What can we do?
From what I have read, apparently the first barley wines did appear in Russia sometime around the early 19th century. So like 1808, obviously pre-Soviet Russia is where the first barley wines emerged.
Makes me wonder if there's certain parts of the world that if you even like asked a restaurant or a bar, do you have a barley wine? They would just look at you and like say, "What is that?"
Or if they did, it would be an American.
Like, what are you talking about?
Would be an American barley
wine? What? We have wine. Yeah, we have things with barley in them, but we don't.
Another thing I got to say about barley wines, you know that I'm a big fan of cans. I always give a beer an extra 0.25 if it arrives in a can instead of a bottle. This is a variety I hate. Every single barley wine in a can, I can't say I hate, but I've not liked it. I don't like Bad Beats, the whale barley wine in a can. I've never liked it. I'm not. I like Bad Beats beers. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, they're great beers.
So this is not a slam against Bad Beat.
No.
I just don't like barley wines in cans. I think this is one of those varieties that has to be put into a bottle. So
yeah, and my limited experience with barley wines, I can't even imagine a barley wine in a can. I mean, it's great to have innovation, and it's great to say we are one of the few that does it as a selling point.
mhm.
But knowing what most barley wines taste like, I can't imagine popping open a can. It really just does seem like it would be in a bottle of various sizes, really. I mean, but that being said, I'm definitely not the barley wine expert, so this guy here is. Got a little head start on the top because there's wax on it, so I did a little sawing in the kitchen to get easier removal. Whew, man, that's sweet.
It really is, and there's not
There's
even.
there's some serious, like a candy-like sweetness coming off of
And I would
this.
expect a little bit more alcohol from that, but I'm not smelling hardly any.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, this.
if you told me this was simple syrup,
Right,
I might
exactly.
actually believe you.
Yeah,
I mean,
like you could pull a bottle of syrup from your pantry and just, and do this, and you're like, I smell nothing but sweetness. I don't smell any alcohol. Now that might change when we pour it, so let's see what happens. Mud Shark glass from Lake Havasu City. Chris and I visited them a couple years back, and cool place. So
cool place. I will say though, if you're
I don't
going
know
to be, if you're going to go to,
lighter than I remember.
if you're going to go to Lake Havasu and drink beer, I'm going to recommend College Street over Mud Shark myself.
To me, it's a photo finish. I'll be honest. I actually think both are great places to visit. A lot of fun, a great atmosphere at both. I'd probably give the slightest nod to College Street, but yeah, I would agree with you. This is a little lighter than I remember for some reason. Not that it's a light beer, but it is still lighter than I recall. I don't know why.
As you can see, guys, we've got almost
Great
no
color.
carbonation in this whatsoever. That's actually a semi-resilient head. It's not
You said
overflowing,
head.
but yeah,
Well, I do have the Beavis and Butthead shirt.
yeah. But it's not. It
Ooh,
doesn't
this is
stand
just-
up. It doesn't stand up high, but it also isn't going anywhere.
This
either,
this
so.
bouquet is filling
Oh,
this
yeah.
whole immediate area here.
Yeah, I'm not even going to do a beard wipe. I'm just going to stick my schnoz directly in.
Right here, right here. I got it right here. This is a very, very fragrance-heavy beer. Holy crap!
I smell honey. I smell fruits. I smell even a little bit of nuttiness. Like
I'm definitely getting the honey. I mean, the more I'm smelling it, I'm just.
like you get a mixed
It's like a
nut
sticky
can and you
sweet.
stick your nose into it. I get that little bit of nuttiness from that.
There is some
mixed nut
nuttiness to
combo.
it. I can't look past the honey though. I think you nailed it.
It's very honey.
Honey-like. I mean, it smells like a very sticky candy. Like not saying it smells like peanut butter or peanut brittle. I'm sorry, but you know how peanut brittle has that sticky, like you put your finger in it and you have to 6 napkins to wipe it off. That's what this.
And are you getting the wheat on the very back end? If you just
I'm not, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You know how these things go.
Yeah.
Please. Would you keep it down, please? People in their cars on the street. The concept.
we are blue collar guys. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. This is how it goes.
There is no boom operator over here.
No.
There is no makeup.
We
There
don't even
is
have a
no.
microphone.
There
It's
is
just,
no need for a hair.
Oh,
I have a
God,
hat and he has none.
Exactly. Makeup looks so I could be more red. So shall we get to drinking? We've got
No more jokes.
we've got 3 minutes left on.
Oh
here,
shit!
so
Oh,
cheers.
videos are going by so fast. Now this one I can tell is aged.
Yes, because it doesn't have a lot of flavor.
I wasn't going to say that. It tastes a lot more. It actually has more of an alcohol flavor to me than it does.
It has more of an
the fresh
alcohol
off the
flavor.
tap.
Honestly, tastes a little anise. I'm getting like some licoricey sort of
That's an interesting
flavor to
one.
this.
Very flowery at the same time. I almost feel like I have flowers like in my mouth right now. Actually,
Yeah, I got to agree with Brian. I had no business aging this.
Well,
I should have
that's what's
taken it
fun.
home and
You put down $6, you take a bottle home, you experiment. You don't have to do it again. You do it one time.
But El Jefe is the man. He knows a great deal about beer. So
Brian-
talk to beer.
Brian's
Talk to
awesome.
Brian about beer. He's the
Another
guy-
Tigers fan.
If you get to Tenaya Creek, which I highly recommend you do if you're here in town in Vegas,
Please.
get over to Tenaya Creek and talk to Brian about beer. And so far, Brian has not led me wrong with anything he's ever told me about beer. One of the things he told me was don't age your beer, and he was right. I got to say, this is kind of falling flat as opposed to.
This almost comes across as too boozy to me.
Mhm.
I mean, it 3 years of aging this particular one. Last week we did an Imperial Stout that was 2 years aged. This I can tell a distinct difference. This is a little too boozy.
Yeah, it's too boozy, and at the same time, there's just not much flavor. I mean, the booze is
Well, you're
getting
used
way
to barley
too.
wines that are fresh, that you know the palate of the beer. So.
Let's see. Is the ABV? I'm sure the ABV is on this.
ABV is
I
on
think we
here,
forgot to
absolutely.
mention that.
I'm sorry, 10.4.
10.4.
And right now it tastes like a 20.4.
It really does. Yeah.
It's a little too. I like their barley wine fresh from the
Yeah.
tap. I'm not enjoying this. I think it's
Mhm.
simply just because of the aging. We know it is.
It's basically.
We've
gonna
been down
be,
this road before with this
What,
beer.
like a $7 drain pour.
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's a little too. I don't want to say it's almost medicine.
Yes, it is.
Like in
It
a
is.
way. And
What little flavor there is, and that's the thing is, it's been robbed of most of its flavor. Most of that.
It
I
has.
mean,
because we know the beer well from the
barley
tap.
wine, in particular, the old Jackalope, and I see we've only got 30 seconds left.
32 seconds.
But it's supposed to be kind of chewy. This doesn't have chewy. It's thin, it's alcoholic, and I'm not going to recommend that you age your old
We
Jackalope.
recommend the beer.
Exactly.
We
Just
recommend you not
aging
age
it.
the beer.
So until
So-
next time, gang,
Drink good beer.
drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. Not sure what I spent on this, but until next time, cheers.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Boo.